Justin Baldoni is facing a major defeat following the dismissal of his $400 million lawsuit against It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively.
A judge has dismissed altogether the $400 million defamation lawsuit filed by Justin Baldoni against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
And insiders say the actor-director is reeling from the decision, but not ready to give up just yet. The lawsuit, filed in response to serious claims made by Blake in December 2024, accused Blake, her husband Ryan Reynolds, her publicist Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times of defamation and wrongdoing. However, U.S. District Judge Louis J. Lyman dismissed Justin's lawsuit in its entirety, ruling that the claims failed to meet standards, especially since Blake's statements were made in a formal complaint and therefore protected. A source close to Justin told DailyMail.com that Justin is devastated by the result. Justin feels this is a huge kick to the guts, the insider shared. It is a tale of two worlds right now. Blake's team is celebrating, while Justin is trying to process the outcome and figure out what's next. While this moment represents a significant setback, it may not be the end of the road for Justin. The judge's ruling allows him to amend and refile parts of the lawsuit, specifically claims tied to contractual issues, by June 23, 2025. Even though it is a stumble, Justin still has full trust in his team, the source added. He's focused on how to move forward from here. Blake addresses the court's decision against Justin Baldoni publicly. The court's decision has been hailed as a victory for Blake, who addressed the ruling publicly. In a heartfelt statement posted to social media, Blake said, "I stood proudly alongside 19 organizations united in defending women's rights to speak up for their safety. Like so many others, I've felt the pain of a retaliatory lawsuit. While the suit against me was defeated, so many don't have the resources to fight back." She concluded her message by sharing resources for others facing similar situations and thanking supporters. "With love and gratitude for the many who stood by me, many of you I know, many of you I don't, but I will never stop appreciating or advocating for you." Blake's team, meanwhile, did not hold back in their response. In a statement shared with DailyMail.com, her attorneys called the dismissal a total victory and a complete vindication for the actress and the others named in Justin's suit. "As we have said from day one, this $400 million lawsuit was a sham, and the court saw right through it," the lawyers stated. They added that they now plan to pursue attorney's fees, treble damages, and punitive damages against Justin and his collaborators at Wayfarer Studios. Privately, Blake was reportedly overcome with emotion when she learned of the decision. An insider shared that she cried with relief and called the ruling a monkey off her back. The source described her emotional reaction as one of complete elation after months. Justin's team has also faced complications outside of the direct courtroom drama. As part of their suit, Justin had subpoenaed Marvel Entertainment, claiming a fictional character, Nicepool, linked to Deadpool and Wolverine, was designed to mock or intimidate him. However, Judge Lyman not only dismissed the lawsuit, but also agreed to Marvel's request to quash the subpoena and shield its internal documents. This part of the case raised eyebrows, particularly when it was revealed that Justin's team had sent letters to Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige and Disney CEO Bob Iger requesting document retention. The drama between Justin and Blake stems from long-rumored tension on the set of It Ends With Us. In her original complaint, Blake named not just Justin, but also his company, Wayfarer Studios, its CEO, and 2 PR professionals, accusing them of creating a hostile work environment and retaliating against her for speaking up. Justin has strongly denied the accusations and responded with his own action, framing Blake's complaint and the subsequent media coverage as a coordinated attempt to damage his reputation. His suit against the New York Times, which reported extensively on the story, was also dismissed by the judge, who ruled that the reporting was protected and responsibly conducted. Though Blake, Reynolds, and their team are celebrating a sweeping win, the drama may not be over. As Justin considers refiling portions of the lawsuit, the case could return to court later this year. Still, with the trial date for Blake's original suit set for March 2026, the saga between these former co-stars is far from settled, and the spotlight on the conflict isn't dimming anytime soon. Justin Baldoni's suit against Blake Lively just got dismissed by the judge.
Judge dismisses Justin Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit against Blake Lively.
A federal judge has dismissed Justin Baldoni's $400 million countersuit against former co-star Blake Lively.
Justin Baldoni has suffered a major blow in his high-stakes court drama with It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively and her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds.
Judge has dismissed Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit against Hollywood power couple Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
U.S. District Judge Louis J. Lyman dismissed the bulk of Justin and his production company, Wayfarer Studios' $400 million suit, which accused Blake, Ryan, and others of defamation and extortion.
Baldoni accused the group of extorting and defaming him, but the judge says he failed to prove those allegations.
The judge also threw out Justin's separate $250 million defamation suit against the New York Times, which had reported on Blake's initial claims.
The judge also dismissed Baldoni's $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times.
While Judge Lyman allowed Justin the opportunity to amend and refile two of his claims by June 23, 2025, the sweeping dismissal marks a significant win for Blake and Ryan, who had long dismissed the suit as baseless. In his ruling, Judge Lyman emphasized that the only statements attributed to Blake were part of her official complaint to the California Civil Rights Department, communications that are protected and privileged. Blake made headlines in December 2024 when she filed a complaint accusing Justin of mistreatment on the set of the film, which he also directed. She claimed Justin created a hostile work environment and retaliated against her by orchestrating a smear campaign after she spoke out. The allegations shook the entertainment industry and quickly became a topic of intense public interest. Justin, in turn, denied all allegations and launched a countersuit against Blake, Ryan, publicist Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. He alleged the group conspired to ruin his reputation and career, seeking hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. However, Judge Lyman determined that the suit failed to meet key standards required for a successful defamation case. The Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Ryan, Sloan, or the Times would have seriously doubted these statements were true based on the information available to them, as is required for them to be liable for defamation under applicable law, the judge wrote. Blake's team, Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb, celebrated the decision in a strongly worded statement, calling the dismissal a total victory and a complete vindication for the actress and the other defendants. This $400 million suit was a sham, and the court saw right through it, they said. The New York Times, which published a widely circulated article detailing Blake's allegations and the fallout that followed, also applauded the ruling. A spokesperson for the paper said the suit was a meritless attempt to stifle honest reporting and praised the court for protecting the work of journalists who covered carefully and fairly a story of public importance. The court's decision also comes shortly after a major development that further weakened Justin's case. James Vituska, a journalist whose statements had been included in Justin's suit to support his claims of a smear campaign, retracted a key assertion. In a signed declaration filed, Vituska clarified that publicist Leslie Sloan never told him that Blake had been mistreated by Justin, a crucial detail in Justin's argument. In those text messages, my use of the phrase was a mistake, Vituska admitted. This phrase was not in reference to any conversation that I had with Leslie Sloan. I regret this error. Adding to the drama, Blake moved to withdraw her claims of intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress after Justin's team attempted to obtain her medical records. Her attorneys called the move a routine part of the litigation process, but accused Justin's side of turning the maneuver into a publicity stunt. The conflict, already one of the most high-profile entertainment suits in recent memory, has been packed with twists, media scrutiny, and high-stakes reputational damage for both sides. With the trial set to begin in March 2026, the drama is far from over, though the ruling dramatically shifts the momentum in Blake and Ryan's favor. Despite the setback, Justin still has the option to refile parts of his complaint. However, experts suggest that the judge's detailed and scathing dismissal signals an uphill climb if Justin hopes to revive his claims. At the heart of the case remains Blake's serious and public accusations of and retaliation. Charges that Justin continues to deny, but which have already left a significant impact on his public image and career. As both parties prepare for a lengthy journey, The entertainment world will be watching closely.
An interesting twist in the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively case, in that Justin Baldoni's lawsuit revealed that there were some missing texts in the New York Times article that Blake Lively's story, she was attempting to rewrite history.
Justin Baldoni sued against the New York Times. It is an 87-page complaint.
Every single text message that exists out there, put them on a website for the world to see.
Meaning there were many things that were omitted from the article that makes it feel as if Justin is the big bad wolf.
You know, Justin Baldoni from the get-go said, I don't want to do anything negative toward her. I don't want to hurt her.
Where Blake Lively may actually be the one that's not telling the whole truth. So Justin Baldoni and his PR team filed a shocking lawsuit against the New York Times on New Year's Eve.
Justin Baldoni sues the New York Times for $250 million over the outlet's Blake Lively harassment story.
In response to Blake Lively's complaint about a smear campaign following the premiere of the popular movie It Ends With Us. Baldoni and his team offered evidence of missing texts that were omitted from the star's initial CDR.
Baldoni's lawsuit calling the article rife with inaccuracies, misrepresentations, and omissions.
Now, this complaint obtained by Variety claims that the Times reporters overlooked text messages indicating that Lively's team may have been waging its own PR war against Baldoni. Interesting, because it made, obviously Lively's team is claiming that Baldoni and his PR team really wanted to taint her reputation, and it was all about, you know, burying her, and, you know, the famous text about they can bury anyone. Now, Lively's publicist Leslie Sloan of Vision PR, once backed by Harvey Weinstein, seeded stories critical of Baldoni, including that Baldoni was a sexual predator in the film's release. So this is interesting. You know, anytime, the media can always tell the narrative and the story that it wants to tell. And, you know, Blake Lively's team is basically accusing Baldoni's team of wanting to ruin her reputation and intentionally, you know, making her out to be the bad guy, where Baldoni's lawsuit, although it's against the New York Times, is claiming that they're not the bad guy, and it's actually Blake Lively that is making up all of these stories, that she's difficult to work with, that she basically just wanted to take over the entire film, take control of all the creative, part of it, including the editing, and basically had, Justin and his whole family watching the premiere in the basement, right? So it's really messy. Talk about a bad breakup. We talk about working relationships. Like, this is a work wife and work husband situation that is burning up in flames. I mean, the horse is dead here, okay? Now, the New York Times contributed to a narrative that Baldoni's PR agency, the Agency Group, which consists of Melissa Nathan and Jen Abel, they were planning stories not in favor of Lively. Now, attorney Brian Friedman, who filed the lawsuit on behalf of the plaintiffs, told Variety the newspaper cowered to the wants and whims of two powerful, untouchable Hollywood elites, disregarding journalistic practices and ethics once befitting of the revered publication, using, doctored and manipulated text, carefully manipulated text, to intentionally omit the text that dispute that, or basically poke holes in that narrative. Now, there's all kinds of evidence and, documents showing, who said what, and texts to begin with are challenging to interpret. But this is certainly a really messy situation. I can't imagine what the set was like and what the atmosphere was like working on this film. And then, of course, during the entire PR and its release over the summer, we all know that Blake Lively was criticized quite badly based on her own lack of effort, or her what was deemed lack of sensitivity to the entire intent of the film itself, which was to highlight the serious subject matter of domestic violence amongst, and women who are abused, and the real, lesson within the film. So it just is a really, really ugly, messy situation. The New York Times article showed the complaint that Nathan allegedly shared a link to this article with Abel, and the text exchange only showed Abel responding, "Wow," followed by, "You really outdid yourself with this one." And then Nathan replied, "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best." So it's really ugly. What I do know is that between Lively and Justin, what once was a relationship based, again, on praise, Baldoni praised Lively's participation and talked about how wonderful her creative output was, how great it was to have her included in this film. There didn't seem to be very many tensions, but one example of such omission was that one of her complaints in her harassment lawsuit against Baldoni was that he would enter her trailer while she's breastfeeding or unannounced and she's not fully clothed. And then one of the texts, you can see an exchange where she's like, "I'm in my trailer, breastfeeding my child, come on over." And he's like, "I'm gonna have lunch or whatever, and then I'll head over there later." So why was that omitted? They're basically saying, you're accusing me of going into your trailer while you're breastfeeding. Meanwhile, there's a text here saying that you invited me and you told me what you were doing and that I was welcome to go there. So it's hard to believe who's right in this situation. Now, it is not a small amount. They're suing the publication New York Times for $100 million. And I think part of that is because Baldoni post-harassment charges, or the, Blake Lively's filing of Baldoni, he ended up getting dropped by his agency, his talent agency, which she is still represented by. Okay, so this has had a real impact for Justin, where Justin's team is saying, look, you're just trying to create a narrative or deflect the negative press from you because you decided to make it about, what fashion you should wear to the premiere and not really talk about the purpose of the film, the gravity of the film, the important subject matter of the film. So again, it's like a nasty work relationship unfolding in front of everybody. There was complaints that Baldoni was actually, or members of the cast and crew were showing her pornographic or inappropriate videos of naked women, when what I heard from this particular Stylecaster article is that the video that was being shown to Blake Lively was of a woman giving birth. Okay, a woman giving birth. I don't know who's telling the truth here. Why would Lively consider a woman giving birth as pornographic material? And then all this reference about, Justin and his past in conquests with women and his inappropriate conversations about his former, porn addiction. She said she doesn't want to hear anything about that. That really wasn't covered in Baldoni's side against the New York Times, but they came with receipts, okay? There are plenty of receipts here that there was no intentional smear campaign. They provided evidence that, if anything, they were supportive of Blake Lively. They also submitted to the New York Times essentially everything that they could, the dirt on Blake Lively's character, on the difficulty it was to work with her, on her supposed, again, this is all supposed, this is all alleged, control over the film, and how she was slowly squeezing Baldoni out, who, by the way, is a producer, a director, and an actor in the film. And you almost can empathize with Baldoni in the way that he was treated post, reading this particular article. So it's kind of crazy. The conversations and texts between Baldoni and Lively's PR team and Baldoni's PR team and everybody else in the middle, man, grab a bag of popcorn. I have no idea who's doing what, but it all sounds like a bunch of CYA on both parts, which is cover your asses. Everybody's covering their own ass. I don't know what to believe. So just when you think that things could not get worse for Blake Lively, she is being pegged as a mean girl.
She got a few of them.
Come on, it was a joke.
Blake Lively is getting the backlash of her life as many past and hidden secrets of her meanness are exposed.
One viewer said she did not. That's effed up. Meaning she was behind a very sarcastic and pretty inappropriate comment, a cruel joke for one of her co-stars, Leighton Meester, and this what happened in a panel.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
So she faces backlash after making a distasteful joke about Leighton Meester's difficult childhood, leading to growing criticism of her remarks.
Come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy.
Man, everyone is kind of on the I don't like Blake Lively train. Now, she's an actress known for her performances and stunning red carpet appearances, but she is now known for being the face of drama, and in particular, all the tabloids surrounding Lively and Baldoni's current lawsuit against one another.
Baldoni's next steps in his fight against his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively.
The It Ends With Us fiasco is an ongoing legal battle between her and Justin Baldoni, and now Baldoni just filed a suit against Lively, her publicist, and her husband Ryan Reynolds. Now, what happened in this joke and why is it resurfacing now? Well, it's not surprising that people are going after Lively for her character and her insensitivity, and she is known to be very sarcastic, okay? That's part of her humor. In fact, her and her husband, I think they roast each other all the time. Some people really like that. Me, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not somebody that enjoys roasting other people. I'll talk and I will comment and I'll share facts about other people, but when it comes to like literally making someone feel bad, not me. So what happened was it was a viral TikTok video from an undated panel discussion, and Lively can be seen making an insensitive joke about Meester's birth. Now, it took a lot of people by surprise when that happened, and it's being resurfaced now because I gather that people are looking into both Baldoni and Lively's character. So she was seated right next to her co-star in an attempt to be funny. Right in the middle of a conversation, she said, well, some of us started in a cage, okay? And I think what happened at the time, because she said that, some of us started in a cage because she was actually born from her mother, who was serving time in jail, like a 10-year sentence for a crime. She basically, waved her hand in Leighton's direction when the audience wasn't having it. And she tried to salvage what she said by saying, come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy. But the need for damage control is happening even right now. What's worse about this statement is because, according to the executive producer, Joshua Safran, Lively and Leighton were not friendly with each other, okay? Or at least not as friendly as their on-screen characters seem to say. So it wasn't like she was making a comment to a close buddy, a long, time pal, friend, family member. Some of us weren't born in a cage. Like, oh my goodness. And maybe that's not something that everybody actually knows or has context. So it was really perceived as something cruel and something that was inappropriate at the time. Most jokes might not make sense to you, but in this particular case, if you're not even that close with your co-star, then why make fun of a really unfortunate situation, okay? Leighton's childhood was far from conventional, and she was raised by her grandmother. So she was born to Constance Meester when she was incarcerated and serving a 10-year sentence for drug trafficking. So this is also going to be bringing up something from her past. People might be Googling it now. What does she mean by that? So on and so forth. That's not something that I don't know what the conversation was about, but I can't see a time where that is or was appropriate. And here's what some fans had to say. She did not. That's effed up. On TikTok, how cruel and inappropriate. Another person says, always joking, but in reality, being mean. Bro, okay, this one changed my opinion completely. And finally, she's so insufferable. This isn't the only time that Lively has been criticized for being mean and inappropriate, dismissive, and not nice while in an interview or doing a panel discussion. I think that her publicists really need to work with her on, not speaking right away and not firing her sarcasm. She needs to think about that. I mean, hopefully publicists know how to train their clients on what to do and what not to do. Multiple videos of her missteps are resurfacing right now, and they're making their rounds on the internet. People love to roast people, and really the pitchforks are out, and Lively's not, her reputation is suffering as a result of it. It is not looking good for Lively. In the same breath, if you, make a mistake, it wasn't as if she had some sincere apology. She brushed it off and said, come on, guys, it was just a joke. There was no follow-up, or there doesn't seem to be evidence that she addressed her misstep or that it was unkind or inappropriate or anything of that nature.
Travis Kelce literally started this whole love story by being adorably rejected. On July 8th, 2023, he went to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour show at Arrowhead Stadium with a friendship bracelet he made himself with his phone number on it. The plan was to slip it to her somehow. The problem? He couldn't actually get backstage. He thought his Chiefs connections would magically work. They did not. He then complained about it on his New Heights podcast on July 26, 2023, calling himself a little butthurt.
There, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it. Not right now.
Ooh. Taylor later said on the same podcast that he threw a man tantrum, but she also reframed the moment romantically, saying it felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox. Travis was 33. Taylor was 33. From day one, he was the one chasing her, not the other way around. Iconic origin story. Taylor Swift confirmed her romance with Travis Kelce on September 24th, 2023, and the moment basically broke the internet. She showed up to the Chiefs versus Bears game at Arrowhead Stadium and sat in a private box right next to Travis's mom, Donna Kelce. The optics were everything. After the game, they left together in his vintage purple Chevelle, which fans immediately dubbed the getaway car, referencing one of her actual songs. His teammate James Winchester later told reporters Travis was smiling and blushing the whole time. The Chiefs game became the most watched NFL game of that week and ranked number 1 among women across every age demographic. Taylor later confirmed in her Time Person of the Year interview in December 2023, "By the time I went to that first game, we were a couple." Translation, they were already in love when she made her big public debut. The girl knew exactly what she was doing. Travis Kelce got engaged to Taylor Swift on a date sometime in mid-August 2025, and the announcement on August 26, 2025 went absolutely viral. They posted a joint Instagram with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. Genius." The post reportedly hit 14 million likes within the first hour and over 30 million within 24 hours, surpassing negative 16 million reposts in just 6 hours, making it the most reposted Instagram post in history. Travis proposed in a garden at his Missouri home with a glass of wine before dinner, then immediately FaceTimed both families to share the news. His dad, Ed Kelce, confirmed this whole sequence on News 5 Cleveland. The custom engagement ring was an old Mine Brilliant cut diamond designed with jeweler Kindred Lubeck of Artifacts Fine Jewelry. The ring, the proposal, the announcement, every single detail was personal and meaningful. This wasn't some cold celebrity arrangement. This was clearly two people who actually love each other. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's zodiac signs are reportedly a perfect astrological match, at least according to multiple astrologers. Taylor is a Sagittarius, born December 13th, 1989. Travis is a Libra, born October 5th, 1989. Both are 36 right now, as of June 2026. Astrologer Lisa Stardust told Today that their charts show a sun-moon conjunction in Sagittarius, meaning his moon literally aligns with her sun sign. She also said their Venus-Mars conjunction in Scorpio is off the charts steamy and concluded the two are karmically tethered together. The Astro Twins astrologers said their composite chart creates a fierce, passionate bond with deep loyalty and intensity. Bonus, both were born in 1989, so they share the exact same karmic notes, which astrologers read as a fated alignment. Now, listen, zodiac analysis is fun, not science. But the fact that every astrologer who's looked at this couple keeps reaching the same conclusion is honestly kind of suspicious. In a cute way, of course. Travis Kelce treats Taylor Swift like a queen, and the body language experts literally cannot stop pointing it out. Judy James told the Daily Mail that Travis feels unthreatened by Taylor, unlike her previous boyfriends. Around her exes, Taylor seemed to make herself smaller or twin their styles. With Travis, she stands tall, confident, totally herself. Body language expert Patty Wood cited a genuineness that wasn't present in photos of Taylor's past relationships. Even Fox News expert Blanca Cobb called Travis chivalrous and protective of Taylor on the field. Travis himself has openly admitted his place in the dynamic. He told Wall Street Journal interviewers, "I am just a jamoke supporting his girlfriend." He has also said about her, "I see you on that stage and see how you can get an entire stadium going. And then I get you in a room and it's like I've known you forever. It's the easiest conversation I ever had." That's a man secure in himself, loving a powerful woman. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's families have genuinely fallen in love with each other, and that's honestly the green flag of all green flags. Travis's mom, Donna Kelce, even changed her Facebook cover photo to side-by-side childhood photos of Travis and Taylor after the engagement announcement. Sweet, but also a huge mom move. His dad, Ed Kelce, went on News 5 Cleveland and gave a whole tell-all about the proposal, calling them two young people very much in love.
It's to see them together is great. They're just two young people very much in love.
His brother, Jason Kelce, sent a giant congratulations on the New Heights podcast, calling it the proposal heard round the world. Jason's wife, Kylie Kelce, literally went viral for snapping at the press, saying, "Quit asking me and my mother-in-law about upcoming nuptials. Nobody's effing telling you anything." Iconic protector energy. Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, was reportedly at the Eras Tour show in Argentina in November 2023, sitting in the VIP booth with Travis. That kind of family integration takes years. They built it in less than 2. Taylor Swift's entire The Life of a Showgirl album is basically a Travis Kelce love letter from start to finish. The album dropped on October 3rd, 2025, and debuted at #1 with a record-breaking first week, moving 4 million equivalent album units, according to Billboard. Almost every track has Travis references woven in. Opalite is named for his opal birthstone, with the lyric, "Happiness can also be man-made too." The fate of Ophelia describes him rescuing her from being driven mad by love, with the line, "I heard you calling on the megaphone." Wood is her raciest song ever, with the now infamous double entendre, "New Heights of Manhood," directly referencing his podcast name. Jason Kelce teased Travis about it on New Heights. Even eldest daughter reportedly references wanting kids and the whole block looking like you. Taylor has literally turned her career into a public love confession for Travis. The receipts are in every single song. The girl is gone for him. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding date is still a complete mystery, and the speculation has reached chaos levels. Multiple outlets, including Page 6, had reported they would marry on June 13th, 2026 at Ocean House in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, a venue tied to Taylor's lucky number 13. That date came and went. They were photographed in New York City that exact night, attending the Broadway show Oh Mary at the Lyceum Theater, posing backstage with Maya Rudolph. Taylor wore a purple velvet dress, Travis wore a Hawaiian shirt. The local NBC affiliate WJAR confirmed there was no celebrity wedding at Ocean House that day, and that the couple had never even filed for a marriage license in Westerly, which Rhode Island requires. The current rumor floating around now points to July 3rd, 2026 at Madison Square Garden, with TMZ reporting 16,100 to 16,200 guests and text-only invitations. But heads up, this is still pure speculation. Their reps have declined to comment. Stay tuned, basically.
All right, so it seems like Blake Lively is being compared to as Hollywood Karen.
What does that mean?
This is really surprising, and there's been a lot of backlash for Blake Lively for a couple of reasons. Number one, there was a recent interview that that was published regarding a promotion in 2016 of a movie that she did with her co-star Posey. And the interviewer was actually quite embarrassed because she led the interview by complimenting or just basically saying, "Congratulations on your bump."
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
So the reporter Kirsty published this YouTube video, and it's titled "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job." And Kirsty published this August 10th. It has had now 3 million views and growing, and has been covered so far by multiple outlets, okay? And essentially, I kind of feel bad for Blake because this is a situation that is adding on to the bad marketing and PR that she's being accused of for her most recent film, It Ends With Us.
But 15 seconds. That's all it takes.
Now, for those who do not know, It Ends With Us is covering a deep, serious topic. It is about DV, and it's a serious subject matter. And there's also complaints that at the end of the film, normally when you have shows that are around a serious topic, there is either a crisis line or a helpline or some kind of support that is offered to the viewers because it is, a triggering topic, right? Blake has been criticized for all along. Number one is that as she's going through the promotion of the film, it seems like her interests are her hair products and the clothing to wear.
That's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
Okay, one of the things that she's being criticized for is calling out to women, "Hey ladies, bring your florals out, wear your florals and come watch this movie." Okay, that is not a reason to watch a movie about DV. It is not about what you're wearing. It is about the subject matter, what you can learn about it. It almost seems as if, not seems, it is a bit insensitive. For those women and men who suffer from DV or who have, who are watching this very serious film, including the producers of the film, the other actors in the film that are trying to tell this story about DV, it's really downplaying the actual, purpose of the movie. What is the purpose? What is the story? It is not about, Blake's new hair product. It is not about, cross marketing it with her husband's movie Wolverine, right? And Deadpool. And it should not be about anything other than the subject of the film, the reason of the film, the fact that he bought the rights to the book It Ends With Us. And so coupled with that, this very week, 9 days ago, on top of the criticism of her being insensitive to the subject matter, Kirsty publishes this Mean Girls interview. It opens up with Kirsty, saying to Blake, "Congratulations on your little bump." And Blake immediately said, "Well, congratulations on your little bump." Now, mind you, the backstory here is, first of all, the interviewer was not pregnant. We've come to learn that the interviewer actually is infertile. And so immediately you can kind of tell, if I was a body language expert, which I'm not, and I'm sure some body language experts are going to hop all over this, you could tell she was super uncomfortable. And then as the interview goes along, there is a lot of side conversation that's happening between her and her co-star. It almost as if the interviewer didn't even exist. In fact, Kirsty, the description is quite short. Sitting down with Blake Lively and her co-star Parker Posey for Cafe Society 2016, this is 8 years ago, is the most uncomfortable interview situation I've ever experienced. Is it not okay to congratulate someone on their pregnancy or to ask another woman about costumes she's wearing in a film? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, there were two really sort of like icky moments in this interview that Blake is being called out for. And in fact, the director, the co-producer and director of the film actually hired an emergency PR person for reputation management, the same person who handled, Johnny Depp's situation when he was with Amber Heard, because there's a lot of damage control that needs to be done, okay? People are coming out now and really scrutinizing Blake's character, They are comparing her to the Karen of Hollywood. They are comparing her to a mean girl. They are saying she lacks, general sensitivity, that the marketing for and the promotion of this movie, It Ends With Us, is a complete, not a sham, but complete failure. Okay. Rather than showing up on the red carpet to talk about the film, to talk about, DV, to talk about the other actors and what the storyline is about, she makes it more about her, a fashion show, bringing in her husband, bringing in Hugh Jackman. It's like a party on the red carpet rather than it being, a real tribute and a real promotion for the film. In fact, she is caught saying, we don't get, paid to promote the film. So in other words, and even saying that out loud is a little weird, right? Whether you get paid or not, does that mean that you shouldn't be proud of the work that you're doing? That she's also a co-producer on the film. And in fact, her co-star was quite complimentary, and everything that he said about Blake is, really nice. It's quite opposite from anything that Blake has to say about him. All right, let me give you guys a little bit of context here for those who are not familiar with all the drama surrounding It Ends With Us. Number one, it did do well opening weekend. It brought in $50 million at the box office. And although, this is an adaptation of Colleen Hoover's book, it touches on an important topic. We mentioned DV. And the male lead and the film's director is Justin Baldoni. Now, you can see and hear, and there's evidence of Justin Baldoni giving a lot of praise and accolades to Blake Lively. She's a producer on the film. He said that she, was integral to making the film actually better, that she is, she had a lot of input in the fashion, in the scenes, in the editing. Pretty much she played a big part, and he really praised her for that. Whereas what you've noticed and what people did start to notice is fans noticed that Blake and Justin didn't do any press together. And in fact, there was a speculation of this rift, and it got worse after fans noticed that Justin wasn't even included in any of the group photos at the New York City premiere. So she didn't pose. The co-producer and director of the film, Justin Baldoni, who bought the rights for this book, It Ends With Us, who chose to bring Blake onto the project. Now, there's so much going on negative about this, not only from the press, from the promotion, from the recent interview that a journalist published 9 days ago that has 3 million views, showcasing Blake as not a nice person, basically ignoring the interviewer, making her very uncomfortable. Justin reportedly hired veteran PR crisis manager Melissa Nathan. And again, she is the one that was on Johnny Depp's team. So Blake Lively now is under a lot of scrutiny. Here are some of the topics that I'm seeing on the side of YouTube. Okay, Blake Lively being a bully. Is Blake Lively Hollywood's Karen? Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. It Ends With Us drama. Blake Lively is messy. Celebrities flipping out at disrespectful interviews. Oh my gosh. So inside Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's insanely lavish life. So now people are also looking at their relationship. It basically is showcasing and showing Blake in a light that isn't positive. It's showing her in a light that is speaking of her as being very insensitive. People are also speculating that this is a woman who, grew up in privilege from a family that, has been in film. She just fell into her career. She really has never had any hardships. So how the heck can she relate even to DV? She's probably never seen it in her life, doesn't really experience it. She's an actress, not even a person who grew up as a child thinking, I want to be an actress. Supposedly, she just fell into it because her brother told her to, audition for something, and then she got the part. So again, everything in her life seems to just have fallen into place. Certainly not saying that she's not a good actress or that she's not necessarily, I'm not saying she's a bad person, but what's clear is she's extremely sensitive about her being pregnant, okay?